I am the founder and CEO of Anitra's House Incorporated. Anitra's House is a nonprofit supportive housing program for young mothers 18 to 25 that are pursuing higher education. So these young women have already graduated from high school, um, have gotten into a situation where they have either aged out of the system, foster care, or Department of Juvenile Services, um, or they are in college and have had a baby, can't return back to their dorms. So they need a place to live and somebody to support them, some community support to support them so that they can complete their education and get the support that they need. Here at Anitra's House, it is mandatory that they take therapy. They also have a life coach. They take parenting classes, financial literacy, healthy cooking. They also get a course in um, business, business professionalism, how to dress, what not to say, clothes you shouldn't be wearing to an interview. And we have a lot of group sessions that they have to participate in. And in those sessions, we get the opportunity to watch them grow, find out where they're stuck. We work as a team with the life coach and with the therapist to make sure that they are growing to a point where they won't be passing generational problems onto their children. And that is the foundation of our program. We are here to assist them in ending generational poverty, generational problems, so that our next generation of children won't have to carry on the bad, and I won't call them bad, but issues that we've developed being so close to slavery. When I got involved in foster care in 2010. Um, I worked with a program through Hearts and Homes. They called the Momly program. The Momly is a mother and baby program. In that program, I had the opportunity to work with so many young women through Department of Juvenile Services and through foster care. And no matter what walk of life they may have started out on, the basic problem for them all was no support. And without support, just for yourself, it's hard to succeed. And as a parent, it's twice as hard. In 2015, I started the process for Anitra's House while I was still a foster parent. And I would have conversations with my young ladies too, and asking them, at 21, there is a bad reputation with foster care that if there is no place for them to go, they end up in a shelter with their children. And I had that happen too many times with different young women. On their 21st birthday, they were being removed from my home and taken to the shelter with their child and their belongings. And in conversation, they all said the same thing. If I had more support in the beginning, when I was reaching the 17, 18, 19 time frame in the system to prepare me for this time of turning 21 and being homeless, I would have done things differently. Sometimes a little more time is all they needed. In 2016, I filed for my 501c3 nonprofit paperwork and started the process for Anitra's House. I wanted us to be the extension, the difference, the time that they needed to get themselves together and be able to finish out education. Education is the key to success. Doesn't have to be college, it could be trade, but whatever it is, it has to be something that you can be able to support yourself and your child on without the assistance of Department of Social Services. And that is something that I push heavily in my program. We have to learn how to take care of ourselves. We can't keep dependent on the government to save us. You can't keep having children that you can't afford to take care of. That's a harsh statement, and my girls tell me that all the time. It's Robyn, that's harsh. No, it's not harsh, it's real. If you did not have social services, what would you do to support these children? I've had the privilege of having a 90% success rate with my community, with my girls. I've had girls that did not complete, and that reason varies, but it's mainly mental health. Mental health and mental health and drugs. But they always came back to me, whether it was to help them get into a program, whether it was just to talk, to figure out what the next step could be. I even had one young lady came back and she asked me to help her put her kids in the system because she was neglecting them. And I willingly did that because the neglect it could end up being death for them. And I'd rather have done that than put my pride in the way and say, no, you can't put these kids in the system. But now she's turning her life around and she now has visitation with her children. With Anitra's House, we also assist college women. So when I say assist, I mean a young woman lives on a dorm, she gets pregnant. Depending on her college being a public college or a private college, because the rules change. Title IX is something that is supported in the education system, but it's all in a way that is handled from school to school. So I've had young women come to me who have delivered their babies, couldn't return back to school. And they've stayed with me, finished their education, and have gone on to bigger and better things. I've had a young lady come to me who was attending school, living on dorm, was entering her second trimester of pregnancy, and was asked to leave the campus dorm living. She could still attend school. She just could not live on campus. So she came and she stayed with me. She had her baby and she went on to bigger and better things. 2020 has come and Anitra's House looks a little different now, but we're still pushing forward. We're not one of those programs that receive funding from the city, the states, the feds, any of those folks, because we don't fit the box. We are higher education, so we're not foster care, we're not Department of Juvenile Services, so it's hard for us to get funding, which is fine, because we've been able to maintain. We have an awesome board, and our board goes hard every day to raise money so that we can continue to keep the lights on, make sure our babies are well, and make sure our mothers are in a great mindset so they don't have to worry about their next meal or where they're going to be laying their head so they can finish their education. When December of actually 2019, we had our last Christmas party. That was the last class that was in the home. And that was, we didn't know at the time that Corona was going to hit, or COVID-19 was going to hit. And we'd be looking at Anitra's house in a different way. So Anitra's house has now taken our supportive services virtually, which has actually been a great opportunity, because now we're not just helping the girls in Anitra's house, we're also able to give our services or offer our services to young women or women anywhere. And everything is online. So we have our parenting classes, financial literacy. We also have our business class, and we still are able to do group sessions online. And those classes have grown because, of course, the girls talk, they talk to their friends, because medical assistants will pay for them to have therapy. And since I push therapy so hard with my girls, and they talk to their friends and I talk to their friends, and now we have a really good community of young women who are changing their life during this pandemic to ensure that once this pandemic ends, they are better women and better mothers. That is so important. We're hoping that 2021, we'll be able to bring women back into the home, bring families back into the home, and service them in the home, because we are seeing where they are running into issues with homelessness again. And because we're not open to them, we have had the opportunity to put them in sheltered housing, but it's hotel housing that they're living in for right now. One thing I want everyone to take away from this message: Title IX has to be honored in every college and university. Pregnancy is part of Title IX. Anitra's house, our vision is to have a Anitra's house on every college campus. Here's why. If these young women are on your campus and they are having sex on your campus and they are getting pregnant on your campus, and then they have to leave your campus because they have decided to have the baby and not abort the child, that's a college issue. Why are we not honoring them by allowing them to still have their child and live on campus and maintain their education? The fathers are on campus. Most of these girls are pregnant by boys in school that they attend. And Anitra's house is that answer. We want to help the schools stay in compliance of Title IX. That's our goal. That's what we push. And that's what I've been reaching out to schools, trying to get them to understand these young women are your responsibility too. I thank you for your time, and I hope you get this message. Thank you. In 2016, I approached some of my friends and family and had a conversation with them about starting Anitra's house. Out of that conversation, I have an attorney. I have a secretary for administration of judges for Baltimore County, a lady who works for HUD, a student athlete, and an investigator on my board. We had a board meeting, and in the meeting, we discussed, should we be a for-profit or a nonprofit program? We did our work, our homework. We had a meeting with Community Law Center. Community Law Center is a great resource for anybody who is interested in starting a business, period, whether it's a for-profit or nonprofit business. They're located in the Hamden area on Keswick Road. After having a conversation with them, I attended their nonprofit startup meeting for everybody that's interested in starting a nonprofit business. They gave me a wealth of information, from resources to corporations that assist certain types of businesses, businesses for humanity, for community, for social work. They are a wealth of knowledge, and they're always there for you. When I was ready to do the 501c3, which was the paperwork that established me as a nonprofit organization, they got me a attorney for free who did the paperwork for me. The only thing I had to do was file the paperwork. Anybody who knows that dealing with an attorney costs, and it is a big price. When I checked into how much it would cost to get an attorney to do the 501c3 on my own, I was looking at about $4,000 to $5,000, and that wasn't even the filing fee. The filing fee was $853. So I was blessed to get this organization to provide me with the attorney for the nonprofit paperwork. I filed the nonprofit paperwork, and it was a go from there. We chose nonprofit because we were working with children and women. That community is supported better under the nonprofit title than for-profit. When you start looking into for-profit organizations, they handle things, when you start with humanity, when you start dealing with social work, that's more of a nonprofit area, because the grants that you can apply for, the organizations or corporations that donate or sponsor, they sponsor more in the nonprofit arena. And that's where we needed to be to get assistance that we would need for the young women. Unfortunately, Anitra's House is not supported by any grants from anybody. We are self-supported. This is a home. It is my home that has been transformed into a business. We are licensed by the city, inspected by the fire department and the health department. So we are legitimate, but we don't qualify. We have not, I should say, qualified for any of the grants as of yet. It's been a struggle trying to get people to see our vision of our program, because we're not the typical program. Any women that are interested in starting a business during this COVID-19 time, I suggest that you do it. COVID-19 has slowed life down, and it has been a tragic experience for the country. But I honestly have to say that for us, it has been a blessing in disguise because it has slowed the world down enough to see what we see. And we've been getting more support, more reach outs, more calls for assistance, more people wanting our services than ever. Don't let what you see and hear detour you from your God-given dream or gift. The calling that's on your life is on your life. This pandemic is a great time to jump into the business arena. There are some hiccups right now with the system only because things are so slow and only because people are so scared. But don't stop making the moves. Do your groundwork now, because now is the time where people are home at the computer. They're actually responding quicker because they are at home on the computer. You may get things back slower, but you can get communication quicker. Do your work, lay your foundation, make your phone calls, send your emails, do it now. Do it now while we are still shut in and life is slow. Because as soon as this pandemic is over, please believe we will be doing things a little differently, but we don't know how crazy things may be. So while it's quiet, keep moving. The world is going to do what's going to do. COVID-19 is something we cannot control. Wear your damn mask, as the governor says. As the governor of Maryland says, wear your damn mask. Keep pushing and never, ever allow anybody to tell you that you cannot succeed in the nonprofit world, because you can make all your dreams come true. I am a product of that belief. Thank you. My name is Robyn Christian. My email address is Anitrice House, A as in Apple, NETRICE house @gmail.com. My telephone number is 443-432-5118. Our website is Anitrice House, ANET as in Tom, RICE house.org.